Rain and thunderstorms will be possible this afternoon along a cold front coming into the Ohio Valley. And we already have some ongoing rains and some thunderstorms across north central Indiana. Those will continue to weaken with time, as is shown here. And I'm going to take a look at some of the. We get closer here. You can see the activity develops right along the front. Now the front's still in Illinois right now, and southeastern Wisconsin. But later this afternoon, get a little clearing. We get those skies clear. We get some storms form right along the front, and they will mainly be capable of some very heavy rain and some gusty winds. And there is a little bit of shear in the atmosphere, though at the moment it's behind the rain that's occurring right ahead of the front. So the free warm sector doesn't really have the higher shear in it right now. But we look for that to change with time, particularly if we get some more heating and get this overcast ate away, and the jet continues to pull away from the existing area of rain and thunderstorms that's been pretty persistent all morning. This is the instability in the lower 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, and later this afternoon, in particular, as we start this, you'll see that we have higher amounts of instability in the 0 to 3 kilometer right ahead of the front, a little bit stronger in the northern Ohio there, where I think the better severe risk will be today as a whole, maybe in the northeast Indiana. But it will be possible on an isolated basis, even down toward Indy. The temperatures in the mid-levels are a little warm. You like to see brighter colors on this map here, and we don't see it as much. We do toward the end of the loop here as the cold front gets close and passes on, and you see the brighter colors there definitely show up in northern Ohio, where the atmosphere cools off a little bit quicker with height. So that will be one of the limiting factors for today. And as you can see here, This is the looking at the kind of the vorticity in the atmosphere here, and again, right along the front, it tends to pick up. That's the helicity values, I should say. So that will help somewhat with the storm organization this afternoon, and later into this evening. Matter of fact, here, let's see. Let's take a look at the satellite. We can kind of see where the clouds have been and where the better areas of heating have been this afternoon. And southwest Indiana's definitely had more sunshine today, and they're getting some convective debris as well. And but you can see even across Indy, the cloud deck is starting to thin out some. And if you look up there in southeastern portions of Wisconsin and northern Illinois, you can see that sinking low, slow-moving area of clouds. That's the cold front right there. And then the bumpy clouds in Wisconsin behind it are the fair weather cumulus clouds that form with the daytime heating, and the atmosphere is colder aloft, so you get a lot of those little puffy clouds that develop. So we still have time before the front comes up in here, before we lose daytime heating, and subsequent risk of severe weather will also tend to decrease with time. And these storms will develop this afternoon ahead of the front and continue to go on. Look at the downdraft cape that we have here. 1,200 joules is pretty high as well, and that's as of now. So if we can get that to get a little higher with a little more sunshine, we definitely will have a greater potential for some damaging winds around here. And you can see up right ahead of the front there near Chicago, they're also up to about 1,100. So the opportunity is really going to depend on when this existing rain clears out, and then the storms form right ahead of the front later on this afternoon into this evening. And it looks like that will be possible time. We also have 50 knots of shear from 0 to 6 kilometer, which is organized enough for thunderstorm clusters and even supercells if they can develop this afternoon. It's definitely more of a linear type setup that we have here. And again, but looky here Here's something that may help some embedded supercells develop. The 0 to 3 helicity is pretty high, right behind this area of rain and right ahead of the front. If we get some storms that can develop, and that particularly surface-based type storms, they might have a little bit better opportunity to stay organized and even rotate to some degree. But right now, that's a little more unclear, but the SPC has realized it and has kept in most of central and northern Indiana within a 2% tornado risk, and that goes up into Ohio as well, where, again, I think the better risk of severe weather is going to be in northern Ohio today, but I will not rule it out even further south along the front. And look at these precipitable water values. They're over 2 inches there coming into northwest Indiana, and that will sink southward with the front at times, so some very heavy flooding rains will also be possible. Probably see some flash flood warnings this afternoon into this evening across Illinois and Indiana and Ohio. I definitely look for that to happen. See, the low-level jet's starting to pull away. That's the low-level jet right there. It's actually north of the activity right now. It will become refocused once the front comes a little closer to us. There's the existing rains right now, and if you watch the loop, you will see that they, with time here, they have been slowly weakening as that low-level jet kind of pulls away from. See how they kind of decrease in intensity there? A little heavy around Lafayette, but even that's starting to decrease in intensity. But we're going to watch up there toward the Chicago area, northern Illinois, for the redevelopment this afternoon, and we'll see where things go from there. Right now, we're just kind of in a waiting pattern to see what Mother Nature decides to do.